Muscle sarcopenia, wasting, is a high predictor, scientifically proven, of all-cause mortality. It's even a more important indicator than obesity. Hey folks, this is Colin Richards, president and founder of Lord & Richards, and once again, I am excited to be with you on today's episode of the Lord & Richards Show. And in this show, we speak to people just like you every single day who are concerned about events that may wreck or ruin your retirement and plans for financial independence. And so what we do is we help you build a plan to be wealthy, healthy, and happy for life. And we're in the middle of a series just by that title right now. We've concluded the last few episodes on the subject of how to be wealthy for life and giving a broad overview of how to build and maintain and accumulate and never run out of wealth throughout your lifetime. We did it generationally, talking directly to our folks in their 20s and 30s, folks in their 40s and 50s, and retirees, 60s and above. And today we're going to move into that next part. You see, wealth and financial independence is not the most important thing in life. I think most of the people I talk to, like you, would agree that the most important thing in life are the people and the relationships and love and our faith and so forth. But financial independence is a foundation to building wealth and health and happiness. And so we talk about it a lot, not because it's the most important thing in life, but because it is foundational and it gets you access to tools, resources, information to help in these other areas. And as we speak of health, this is another foundational area. I think we would agree that our founding documents, which gave us that, acknowledge that right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, although it didn't put health in there, I think most of us would agree we would readily trade our wealth for health. If we were experiencing something that was debilitating or life-ending, most of us would give anything to be able to improve our health, improve our life, and extend our life. Well, today, as we move into the subject of healthy for life, so last time was wealthy for life, this time healthy for life, we're again in a foundational area that's key to happiness, because it really is difficult to pursue those relationships and pursue those things that are most important when we're struggling with our own health. It's not impossible. And of course, history has told the stories of many who overcome amazing difficulties and yet obtained happiness, fulfillment in this life. But in this first segment, I want to just zero in on kind of a broad overview, and then in follow-ups, we're going to go a little bit deeper into the subject. So I'm going to speak to you really from the standpoint of wisdom gleaned over many years on how to become more healthy as we age. Today, I am healthier than I was in my 20s and 30s, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the wisdom God has given me and the experience and the access to knowledge and the tools and the finances to get access to great quality health care. So let's talk about some broad categories. First of all, number one, you are what you eat. You are what you eat. Think about it. What you take into your body gets converted into you, your body. And one of the things that I've seen over and over again is that there are people out there who want to turn your body and your diet and your menu into their moral platform, right? To speak to their agenda about what they think is important in food. One such thing is often people really criticizing, and sometimes unfairly so, certain food groups. And yes, I think we all know we should probably stay away from certain types of foods, which we'll talk about. But there are foods that have been criticized on a moral basis. And I don't really think that's the issue, right? For example, meat. That's a hot topic, and people, try to go without meat because they feel like killing animals is unfair. But yet God placed that on the menu from the very beginning. And so why is it important? Well, it's often denigrated because people say, oh, well, in order to advance our moral agenda, we're going to criticize meat, right? But you really need the protein that only meat can provide. You say, well, I can get it other ways. And I agree. I think it's great, especially as we age, to supplement with a healthy quantity of protein. I take protein to help maintain muscle mass and to supplement what I'm doing through my diet, because most Americans are frankly not getting enough protein. But here's the tricky part. It's really hard to get the most bioavailable protein, the best quality protein, if you eliminate meat from your diet. I'm not saying it's impossible to supplement, but the rules for how much protein you should be getting as we get older are really off. People are using really low numbers. You should be eating at least 1 gram per kilogram and probably 1 gram per pound. Now, that's really hard to do. I confess that's really hard to do. But if you want to maintain your ideal body weight right into retirement and beyond, and you don't want to lose muscle, then that is critical. You say, well, Colin, I'm not really worried about muscle. Well, let me tell you something. Muscle sarcopenia, wasting, is a high predictor, scientifically proven, of all-cause mortality. It's even a more important indicator than obesity, which, of course, everybody is obsessed with. How much body fat do you have? And by the way, there's healthy fat and there's unhealthy fat, and that's what the focus should be on. But as we get older, we need to try to maintain our muscle, and gaining muscle may be necessary to get you back to a healthy level if you've already lost a lot. We're losing about 10% of our muscle each decade as we age. So think about it as 1% a year. Well, that's not sustainable. And folks who age and lose a lot of muscle begin to experience a number of problems, not just with their physiology, their balance, but also because muscle is a vital organ. It really performs a lot of critical functions. Another thing is to avoid ultra-processed foods. America kind of invented the idea, and through mass production has turned food into something that is destructive rather than constructive. So stay away from those prepackaged foods, ultra-processed foods, fast foods. These things are not the quality ingredients you should be putting into your body. A second area we're going to talk about in our next segment is this critical area of sleep. So as we age, we want to not only gain in our financial independence, but in our health independence, to maintain our personal independence as we get older. And this is critical to achieve the happiness that we want for life. And so begin with your diet. Make sure you're eating quality, healthy foods, getting plenty of protein, which seems to be something that we get too little of. Maybe back off a little bit on the carbs, get rid of the sweets and the sugar, and especially the ultra-processed foods. In our next segment, we're going to talk about sleep. So make sure to check out that next segment. In the meantime, why am I talking about this? I'm an investment advisor, a financial advisor. It's because I have the opportunity and had the opportunity to sit in front of thousands of people and watch the impact. I've been able to watch people at all stages of retirement, from their youth when they're preparing for it to their old age when they're coming to the end of it. And I can tell you that neglecting your body is a recipe for disaster. But you know what? That's just a piece of the overall puzzle. We want to help you build a comprehensive plan to be financially independent, wealthy, healthy, and happy for life. It simply starts with a phone call.